Hello, everyone. I've been back now for 2 weeks from Korea, and I thought, what better way to replenish my energy after this flight from Korea than a cool, refreshing can of kimchi energy drink? Is this sponsored? No. It says strawberry flavor. It does kind of smell like strawberries. It doesn't really taste much like, oh wait, I take it back. Yeah, that does kind of taste like kimchi. That is not bad. You get your kimchi and your energy drink in one can. That's much better than I expected. Let's get started with our lesson. We're going to be learning about the form Irado. It works in place of a marker. So if you're using something like 저 for I, you wouldn't say 저는 Irado or anything like that. It replaces whatever marker was already in there. So the topic marker, subject marker, or object marker, it gets replaced. The way that it works is you'll take a noun and you'll attach irado to the end of it. Now it'll be irado if the noun ends in a consonant. I'm just going to write C. Or it'll just be rado if the noun ends in a vowel. Okay, so what is it? It doesn't come from like some complicated background origin. It really is just ida, to be, plus do. So literally, even if a noun is something. However, this is not the same thing as saying torado. And this is used for a hypothetical situation that you don't think has any possibility of happening, even if it were something. So when is this form used? Well, it's used whenever the speaker is choosing something. So if you're making a choice and you want to say, well, even that is okay. Even pizza sounds good. Even a book would be a good idea to read. I mean, maybe they don't have pork at the store, but even beef is okay. It's used when you're making a choice, but it's not what they wanted the most. So you're saying even something, but it's not what I wanted the most. So you're choosing, but it's not really what you wanted the most. Instead, it's something else that you can pick. Something else among the options that you have. It's not your favorite, but you'll say, even this one. So although I said it means even, there are better ways we can translate this in most sentences. One of them is at least. Another is or something. So let me give you an example. I'm hungry. So your mom comes and says, here, even this would be okay for you to eat. At least eat this. I know we don't have the Pokemon chicken nuggets you wanted, but at least have a piece of pizza. It's not what you wanted the most, but it's something else that you can do among the options that you have. Usually it'll be like something the best you can do with what you have. Maybe you'd say, I'm so bored. I should at least watch a movie. I have free time. I should at least watch a movie or something. It's not what I really wanted to do. Maybe I wanted to meet my friend. I guess I should watch a movie at least. I guess I should watch a movie or something. It's not what I wanted the most, but it's something else I can do that is, it's okay. At least I should watch a movie or something. Let's do an example sentence. 이거. So this, 이거라도 드세요. 드세요 is just the honorific version of eat. So 먹어요, eat this. So eat this, literally, even this. Eat at least this. Or eat this, or something, but like at least something like this. 이거라도 드세요. So at least eat this or something. Next example. 너무 심심해서 책이라도 봐야겠어요. 너무 심심해서 책이라도 봐야겠어요. 너무, too. 심심하다, to be bored. So I'm so bored that 책이라도, literally even a book, at least a book or something, but at least something like a book. That sort of feeling. 봐야겠어요. 봐야 하다. 봐야 하겠어요. I'm going to have to, gonna have to, that sort of meaning. I should, I have to, I better read a book or something. I'm just too bored. 너무 심심해서 책이라도 봐야겠어요. I'm so bored. I better read a book or something. I don't want you to focus on those words so much. Because if you focus on those words, you'll be confused wondering, well, how is it different from this word, which can also translate as or something? Or how is it different than this? I want you to focus on that feeling that this has. So once again, the feeling of irado. At least. I'm so bored. I should at least look at a book. At least. Combined with that intonation, that feeling you get when you're saying, at least that sort of feeling is what this form conveys. 소고기가 비싸면, so if beef is expensive, then 돼지고기라도 사주세요. So if beef is expensive, then at least buy me some pork. Or if beef's expensive, buy me some pork or something. 소고기가 비싸면 돼지고기라도 사주세요. Please buy me at least pork if beef is expensive. 우산이 없으니 모자라도 써야겠어요. 우산, umbrella. 없다, to not have. So 없으니 is pretty much equivalent to 없으니까. So because I don't have an umbrella, 모자, a hat, 라도, at least a hat or something. 써야겠어요. Again, we have this 야겠어요 form, which is just a shortened colloquial version of 써야하겠어요. I will have to, I should, I better, I need to. So I better wear like a hat or something, at least a hat, because I don't have an umbrella. 우산이 없으니 모자라도 써야겠어요. So I don't have an umbrella, so I better at least wear a hat. Although I said it's used after nouns, you can actually use this in a lot of other places too. This can be used not just after nouns, but also after adverbs, particles, and sometimes verb endings. Let me give you some common examples. Write these down and think about them in your own time. I just want to give you some examples of how you might see it. 에게 or 에게서라도, even or at least to that person, or at least from that person. 안테, so the same thing as 에게 pretty much. 안테서라도. So you can use it with 에라도 or 에서라도. You might see it with 만, at least only that. So 만이라도. You can use it with from, so at least from there. 으로, 라도. And then 하고, at least with. These are some of the most common ones you'll see. Just kind of write these down, be aware of them. But I do have two examples I can give you. 집에서, so at home, 라도, at least when you're at home. 편하게, 편하다 means to be comfortable. So 편하게, comfortably. 입다 is to wear or to dress. So at least dress comfortably when you're at home. You know, even if you can't dress comfortably when you're at the office, when you're meeting friends, when you're doing this or that, at least when you're at home. 집에서라도 편하게 입어요. So at least dress comfortably when you're at home. 과외를 할 수 없으면. So if you're unable to, if you can't do private lessons, if you can't take private classes, 유튜브로라도. So at least using YouTube, 공부해 보세요. So try studying at least with YouTube if you're not able to take private lessons. So if you can't take private class, at least study with YouTube. 과외를 할 수 없으면 유튜브로라도 공부해 보세요. So at least study with YouTube or something if you're not able to take classes. There is another common situation where you'll see irado used, and that is after a question word. What is a question word? That's words that are used to help make questions. 아무, any, 누구, like who, what, 무슨, what specifically, 어느, like which. It works the same way as 이든지. Literal meaning is different than 든지, but the way that it works is similar. Let me give you an example sentence. 정말, really, 아무, anyone. 아무라도 상관없어요. 상관없다, to not matter. Does it really not matter? Literally, even if it's anyone or even anyone. So does it really not matter, even anyone? More naturally, it really doesn't matter who, as in like, even anyone is okay? Really? Anyone's okay? It doesn't matter who? You can think of this as meaning 누구든지, 정말 누구든지 상관없어요. It really doesn't matter. Literally, even if it's whoever it is. If you already know these words, there's like 누구든지, 뭐든지, 어디든지, 언제든지, whenever, whoever, wherever. These can also be written in this sort of way. Now, the literal meaning is different. This is literally even if it's anyone. So really, even anyone is okay? 정말 아무라도 상관없어요. Does it really not matter who? Does it really not matter even if it's anyone? 뭐라도 필요한 게 있으면 알려주세요. If there is something, 필요하다 is to be necessary. So if there is something that is necessary, 뭐라도, even if it's anything, if you need anything, 알려주세요. Please let me know. Please let me know if there's anything you need. As in, if there's even something, let me know. 뭐라도 필요한 게 있으면 알려주세요. 뭐라도 필요한 게 있으면 알려주세요. There are actually two uses for this irado form. The first one I already explained, like even or at least or something, but there's another irado form. This one's not just ida plus 도. This one is a shortened version of something different. 이라고 해도, or as you might know, 이라고 말하다. Even if you assume that A is something, it doesn't matter. Literally, it just means even if you say something. but it implies that it doesn't matter. So this sort of meaning, it doesn't matter, isn't in the grammar originally, but that's how it gets used. So if you were to say this, something something이라고 해도, it's like even if you say that, it doesn't matter. That sort of meaning. Like it doesn't matter if you say that. Or as The Rock says, it doesn't matter if you say that. Something like that. Irado. Even if you assume something, it doesn't matter. So let me give you an example sentence. 인기가 많은 사람이라도 외롭다 means to be lonely. 외로울 수 있어요. 인기가 많은 사람이라도. So even if you say that someone's popular, even someone who's popular can be 외로울 수 있어요. Can be lonely. So even popular people can be lonely. So in that sort of sense, even if you're popular, it doesn't matter if you're popular. You can still be lonely. So 유통기한, expiration date or the shelf life. 지나다, to pass. 물건. 물건 is an object, a thing. 이라도. So let's just say, so even if you say that, even if you assume it's something that's past its shelf life, it doesn't matter. Why? Because 아직 괜찮을 수도 있어요. It could still, 아직, still, 괜찮다, to be okay. 괜찮을 수도, it could even still be okay, even if it's past the shelf life. So even if something's past the shelf life, it could still be okay. Or literally, even if you assume it's something that is past the shelf life, well, it doesn't matter because it could still, 아직, be okay. 유통기한이 지난 물건이라도 아직 괜찮을 수도 있어요. So even if it's something past the shelf life, it could still be okay. There's something else. I told you that 이라도 can mean like even or at least or something. Well, can you think of another particle that can also mean or something? I did a previous live stream where we talked about the particle 이나. 이나 and 이라도 can both be used to mean or something. Although these can both mean with choices, 이나 does not show any preference. So that's one of the main differences. If you use 이나 to mean or something, that means you have no preference. You're saying or something or I don't even care. Like I'm going to read a book or something. You don't mean you actually want to read a book. You're just like, I'll read a book or something or whatever. I don't care. Or maybe I won't even read a book. But if you say 이라도 with book, you actually do want to read the book. You're saying like, or something like that. But I actually do kind of want to read the book. Even though it's not my top choice, I would still prefer that. Whereas 이나 has no preference. So if you only want one difference, that's it. That's the biggest difference between these two. But there's more. 이나 is also restricted. It can only show something that you will choose or something you intend to choose. It cannot be used to show something that you chose. You can't use past tense when you're using 이나 to mean or something. It can't be used to say, I want to do something, or I have to do something, or I am doing something. It's only used to say you will do something or that you intend to do something. So it's only used with future, like from now, this, or something like that. I don't really care. I don't have a preference. Whereas this doesn't have those restrictions. So yeah, preference, no preference. And that is the whole lesson for today. Thank you all, and I will see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.